face.
Alright, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Let me see. What's up guys, Air from B-Sign. Today we have here a 2023 Corolla Cross and we're going to be installing our Encore Alpha plug-and-play power amplifier. It's a very easy install. Literally you'll be able to drop it in there in 30 minutes. Doesn't require any special tools. Just got to remove the radio out, plug it behind there, and there's plenty of room behind the radios to mount the amplifier. And it makes a huge difference, especially on this Corolla Cross, which comes with a stereo system which doesn't sound too good, and just by having this drop-in amplifier it makes it a big difference. So let me go ahead and walk you over to how that's done and also show you the before and after. Alright guys, so now that we're in the car, let's go ahead and get started on the installation. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to remove this device. In order to do that, let's first remove this trim in the front. So just grab a hold of this. You can just place your finger on the edge and just pull it towards you. Comes off pretty easily. Okay, put this aside. And then we are going to remove this vent piece here, the climate controller. Just place your hand here, just pull it out. It's pretty easy to remove. And once you get it out around this much, there's a connector here. Push down on the release tab and pull out. There's another one on the bottom. Push down the release tab and pull out. And when you're pulling these connectors out, make sure you pull on the connector, don't pull on the wires, because you do not want to stress out these wires and I accidentally rip him out of the pinholes, because it's gonna be a pain to fix it. So just be very careful of that. Always press down on the release tab and pull out on the connector on both. Okay, next we are going to remove the 4 10mm bolts. It's down here. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. 10mm, the socket, an extension. Okay, we'll remove the bottom ones first. Alright, got one, got another one, and got 2 on the top. Okay, this one's facing upwards, so it's a little awkward. So make sure you get the length that matches here and that you'll be able to fit your wrench into. So now we'll grab the driver's side. Okay, and we are ready to pull it out. Before we do so, grab a thick towel or an old sweater and just place it over here just to protect your interior, because there's going to be brackets holding the radio. You don't want it to scratch any of your interior parts. So you just place it right here. And once we have this out, these are the 2 connectors we are going to be focusing. It's the one all the way to the right, the black one, and the white one next to it. The same connector also fits to this one. So be very careful that you connect to the correct one. If you don't, you might end up blowing a fuse or end up blowing the amp or making some sort of damage to the vehicle. So be very careful. These are the 2 connectors, okay? And in order to reach these connectors better, we're going to remove the 2 1-pin connectors right on top of it. So just push down on the release tab and just pull it out. I'll do it for both the black and the brown one. And make sure you reconnect these afterwards. If you don't, you're going to lose some functions from your car, or you're going to get some sort of error message. So let's continue on by removing these 2 connectors. So I'm going to connect this, remove this one, speaker one, and we're going to remove this one. All right, so these are the 2 connectors that we're going to focus on. Okay, and then let's get our amplifier. Here's our amp. And then we'll also get our wiring harness. Once you have a chance to take this harness out, you'll notice there's a tag on here. It tells you the actual connection point. So I went over it earlier to make sure you connect to the correct one. If you connect it to the wrong connector, once again, you're gonna cause some problems. So make sure you pay extra attention that you're connecting it to the right connector. In addition to that, when you're connecting it, push it hard enough for you to hear this latch click. If you don't hear it click, that means it's not in all the way, and that will also cause some issues. So I'll go over that when we're doing the actual installation. So for now, I am just going to take this tag off here. Okay, and then we're going back to the back of the radio. All right, so those are the two connectors. So if you look at our harness, there's a white one, and this is the one where you have to get it in there really good. So it needs to click in there. Like that, okay? And then the back side of this will connect to the original connector that was connected to the radio. And we have our black connectors here. Okay, here it is. All right, so got like that, and then we have this, okay? And then let's connect our other two connectors back on. Well, actually, before we connect those two back on, let me ground this cable here. We're just gonna ground this on the side here. There's you could use an 8mm to loosen this. Okay, here is the ground cable. You need a ground. Okay. Then let me test fit this to see where the most optimal area is to mount it. All right, so for this car, we're going to use some foam tape just to insulate the edges so that it won't make any noises and won't hit anything, because we're gonna put it really deep down towards this area down here. So there's plenty of space in the back, so there's a lot of choices where you want to mount it, or you could mount it. So before we do that, let's just add some of these foam tapes. These foam tapes do come with the kit. Okay. All right, and all you have to do is connect these two connectors here. Okay. Okay, so once we have everything connected, we know where to mount it, but before we mount it, let's test it to make sure everything works and we're getting sound. And we'll also take this opportunity to adjust the gain to get the most optimal sound from these factory speakers. So what we're gonna do is we're going to turn the volume up pretty high to like the maximum listening level, and we're going to see when the distortion comes in. So we're gonna try to get it as loud as we can without any distortion. And adjust the front and the rear gains. Right now it's set at 12 o'clock. That is the default, and we're going to turn it more towards the right to turn it up, or turn it to the left to turn it down. All right, guys, so we went ahead and tuned it, and we found that just leaving it at 50% at 12 o'clock is the best setting for this car. So we're going to keep it here. And then next step, let's go ahead and mount it and reverse order everything we just did. That's going to complete the installation. All right, so we went ahead and decided to mount it somewhere else. So mounted it right here. Okay, we just used some foam tapes, insulated it. It's in here pretty good. It's not going anywhere. And when you're routing the cables, make sure you route the cables between the two vents. You do not want to block the vents here. Just go right between it like so, and just go straight down, and then mount the amp down there. All right, so we just reverse order everything we did. We put everything back to where it belongs, and now let's do the after, and so that we'll show you the before and after the amplifier.
Make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. You like my oxygen. Make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. In the end, we're gonna make the sound.
Alright guys, well that concludes our installation video and demonstration video, and just as you can see and hear in the video, what a difference it makes. So if you're on the fence and you're looking for a quick and easy solution to improve your sound quality in your Corolla Cross or other Toyota vehicles, look no further, give our kit a try and you will hear the difference right away. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't yet, help us by subscribing to our channel and also liking our video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.